We are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin today, gang. And there's the stadium you see off in the distance. But we are actually at the VA here, just on the west side of town. You can see there, big complex here for Vietnam veterans, specifically. And we are at a cemetery. The cemetery is called Wood National. And we're here to pay our respects to a Vietnam veteran who was murdered. A brave man who was murdered very young after serving in Vietnam. A really terrible story. And the reason I'm here mainly is because of Matt, one of his friends. And he is totally forgotten. This is a totally forgotten story of this veteran. His name was Duane Szemborski. Now, Matt actually had been a co-worker of his at this company here. It was at the time called Whitlock Auto Supply. Whitlock Auto Supply is bankrupt. They're gone. And what I'm going to tell you in the story, there's probably has something to do with it, just the way they operated and the kind of people they were. Now, Matt was telling me that many, many years ago, of course, they were working together and sales were under par. Things weren't going good. And Duane was given a lot of the blame. They didn't think he was doing a good job, so they just said, here's an ultimatum. You can go to work at this particular store in this particular part of Milwaukee here, in this neighborhood, or you can go away. The location that they were talking about, they wanted to send them to, was an absolute crap neighborhood. It was demographically what you can imagine, even back then, the worst part of Milwaukee. There were murders, there were robberies, and you know, they said, oh, we'll just dump him, we'll just send him over there. Maybe he'll quit, who knows? Well, he didn't quit. There was something much worse that would happen. Terrible story. Makes me mad just thinking about it. Well, he didn't quit. He considered quitting. The area was around 35th and National, and it was no place for someone like him to be traveling, much less working, even back in '91. It was a highly segregated area by choice, and all the co-workers, Matt was saying, raised their eyebrows. They're like, what are they pulling here? What kind of a maneuver is this? He said that he didn't understand why he didn't just quit. It would have been much easier, but he had a family to support. That's right. There's a few sparse remembrances here. Christmas coming up. I see some wreaths. A lot of veterans here. A lot of veterans. Well, on the morning, not too many weeks after his transfer, he reported to work. Matt did, actually, and one of his co-workers came up to him and said, did you hear what happened to Duane? He was tied up to a chair and shot in the head yesterday. He was a victim of a robbery by a former employee. Well, I gotta tell you, there is one article online that I was able to find, and I'll try to get some more information. I don't think there's much information. Matt's trying to get a picture of him, of Duane, and hopefully by the time I go to editing, we can publish some of this information. It's very limited information, but I wanted to come and find his grave and tell his story. And his grave is right around here. Let's see, I think it's up here, 853, I think it was. So let's just see what we have here. All the graves are numbered, which makes it a lot easier. Here's 802. So I think he is, I think we're close. Let's see what this one is. Okay, 744. So he's got to be in the next row here. I think it's 853. 859. Okay, here we go. Look at all these brave veterans. Thank you for your service. Here's Duane's grave. Right here. Corporal U.S. Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant U.S. Air Force, Vietnam. Wow. What a terrible way. Someone who does all this great stuff, great work for our country, and this is what you get. July 17th, 1991. Devastating. Horrible. I don't know if this guy got out of prison. I don't know who he is. Like I said, I'll try to post the information. But what little I know from Matt on Duane is that he was a veteran, of course. He didn't talk about it very much. He didn't brag. But the one thing he did brag and talk about was muscle cars. He loved his muscle cars. He loved to work on them. He owned them. And he had a lot of passion for life. So rest in peace, Duane. I just wanted to recognize him being a veteran and then just totally forgotten. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for remembering Duane. It was definitely should not be forgotten. Rest in peace, sir. Thank you for your service.